All
right, good morning, our friends, and maybe some of you are in different time zone. Good afternoon. Welcome to our today webinar. I'm the moderator of the day, Zoel, and it's really good to see friends joining in for our Monday activities. This is important as we are keep our dynamic as we have launched our ASEAN SDG-SSE Roadmap last few weeks. And glad to share that we have over hundreds of stakeholders joined together, and there are continuous meet up, talking with different stakeholders to share about this ASEAN SDG SSE roadmap. A lot of exciting things is happening, and this webinar every last Tuesday of the month, 11:30 Malaysia time, we are gathered together and also to brainstorm and to get date for friends who are joining us now on live in the Zoom room. May I invite 3 names in the chat box so we can know more about you? And also, we have another group of people cannot join us live in the Zoom, but going to watch the YouTube video later. Welcome you as well. And for the benefit of people who joining live is that you can ask questions. All right. If you have anything, you can ask questions. And yes, this is how we spend about 75 minutes together once a month to keep the momentum. And happy that we are getting people coming in today. We have a resource person, Mary and team from Philippines and from the office, the Quezon City Public Employment Service Office. All right, to share about a case study. When I have a conversation with them, frankly speaking, I am really impressed because for me that I'm in Malaysia, I'm still figuring out how this SSE concept can get the government, the local authority to involve and then to make it live, relevant to the public. Still figuring out how to make influence to my government and then to get their buy-in. But when I have the conversation with Mary and the team, I not only see it because they has journey for 2 years. I hear the case study, I can really sense this is something workable. So I'm really glad that Mary and the team is here today to share with us. But before that, I also want to acknowledge our mentor, our advisor, our drafting committee who are here together with us, Dr. Ari, Dr. Victor, Dr. Khairil, and other friends from different country, and Prof. Dato Rashila as well. So if you're in the chat box and you are convenient, please type down your name, your country, your organization, so we get to know you more and more. We may not be able to unmute everyone to say hello, but let's get to know you, right? So before I invite Mary to share about the case study, I would like to invite Dr. Ari and Dr. Victor to say hello and also welcoming remarks to our friends. Maybe we start from Dr. Ari. Dr. Ari, where are you now? Which
Yeah,
country you are?
yeah, thank you. Hello, it's very nice to meet you all, and thank you very much for my SDG APPGM who organized this series webinar. As mentioned in the flyer, that is a warming up. We have always to warming our excitement to have ASEAN policy framework that support our principle. That means social solidarity economy, because we know sure that the SSE will contribute to be more an equal welfare and equal economy to the world. So enjoy the sharing. I give it back to you, Zoel. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ari. So next, I will hand over the floor to Dr. Victor to say a few words to others. But at the same time, I also want to tease the Prof. Rashila and Dr. Khairil. Maybe you can prepare yourself to unmute and say a few words and say hello to our friends who are joining as well after Dr. Victor. Dr. Victor, hi, how are you now? And Dr. Victor is flying all over the world. So I want to ask this question.
I am
Which country
at
you are
home
now?
base in Bangkok, so it's good to be back. But Sawadika, Tukon, good morning, and I'm very pleased to join you for this first webinar series. As we mentioned, we launched this on the 27th of January, the roadmap for the ASEAN SDG-SSE initiative. And we decided to have this monthly webinars. And the purpose of that is to share experiences, because we know there's a lot happening in different countries. And each time we want to have a concrete case study of what's being done, because strategic partners who's going to implement the roadmap. Later in the webinar today, we'll also introduce a little bit on the roadmap itself for those who are new to it in this group, and also the online portal. So we'll come to that later in the webinar. But once again, I'm pleased with the turnout today from a number of countries in the region and beyond. I also see Ryoko from my colleague from Japan, who's joined us from the Consumer Union in Japan. So welcome to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Victor, and welcome everyone who joined us. And yes, if you join our ASEAN Roadmap launching last month, you can see that this committee is really, really rich. I would say that different people are bringing different resources into this committee, and thank you to Dr. Victor. During the launching, he actually helped us to use Mentimeter to map out a lot of resources. And what our team doing is also meeting different resource person and see how to integrate the resource together. And yeah, if you have missed the our launching, Sapra, maybe you can share our MySDG Academy YouTube. So we have a YouTube channel. We are hosting all our materials in that YouTube channel. So if you're interested, you can check it out later. But at the same time, I encourage you, if you are joining us in live in this Zoom room, please utilize the chat box to share about yourself, your organization, so we can learn more from you. And say hello to Yoko from Tokyo, Japan, and Disa, Leonard, Dustin. Dustin from Sarawak is a very say seasonal media person that, and also doing a lot of connecting the community in the Sarawak community, and also our friends Rogers from the National Network of Informal Workers. Thank you very much for joining us. If you may, please try to put in some. And next, I would like to invite Prof. Dato Rashila to say a few words, then Dr. Khairil. So Prof. Dato Rashila is also our drafting committee. Over to you, Prof.
Thank you, Zoel, for inviting me. I'm so happy to be here. This is our first webinar, actually. So I'm so glad to see the network members from so many countries here. Those who are fasting, selamat berpuasa. Those who are the rest, you know, we just enjoy having each other here. But yes, and two things. The SSE roadmap is actually building this whole network of members. I would call it, we are the agent of change, and I want to see that, we hope to see that, you know, developing even further. And number two, with the roadmap itself, I think we mentioned it somewhere along the way, it is actually a living document. So it is, so it can change as we move along and as we get stronger with within the network. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prof. Dato Rashila. And I would say that the drafting committees are actually formed by different expertise and nationality of the country. Like Dr. Ari, if you know her, she's the president of ASEC, and she always like go to the grassroots and help the community. It's very, very, very practical and understanding about what's the sentiment in the community. While Dr. Victor is very close, has been many years with UNICEF, very close to youth development. She is actually mentoring us and SAPAR in engaging youth in our SDG-SSE Roadmap. At the same time, she is a strong connector for multi-stakeholders, linking different resource person to the network. While Prof. Dato Rashila is very, 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 I would say that the key person in the research area. She is actually in Malaysia leading a group of researchers, over 70 plus, helping APPGM to do the impact evaluations and the researchers from different universities. For the roadmap, the ASEAN SDG-SSE Roadmap, this year, one of the key elements is research. We are actually looking for research partners to do more research about ASEAN SDG, about SSE model in accelerating SDG. So if you are interested in the research, and or you know someone might be interested to the research in this area, please kindly connect to us, and we can see how we can collaborate in terms of providing data or brainstorm the questions together. So this year for the roadmap, we have two key elements. So one is the research, and the other one is about policy. All right, we also want to form our policy statement. We want to promote our ASEAN SDG-SSE roadmaps to the more the different platform. So now the next person that I would like to invite before I hand over to Mary is Dr. Khairil, who are also our Director of CSI. What is CSI, Dr. Khairil? Maybe I hand over to you and introduce a bit about your work and passion.
Thank you very much, Zoel. It's not Crime Scene Investigation, the TV series, but it's actually Center for Social Inclusion. We are one of the two centers, independent centers in the APPGM SDG, alongside Zoel's MySDG Academy. So I've been working with Dr. Ari, Dr. Victor, Prof. Rashila, and also Prof. Dennison and Dr. Ben, who formed the roadmaps drafting committee. So we've been working with the drafting committee to produce the roadmap, which we launched back in January. So as Zoel has mentioned, we are now in the process of basically engaging with all the roadmaps partners and stakeholders, and we are hoping to expand the roadmap's reach as much as possible. And I think we are looking at the outcome of that effort already. We're having more and more friends from beyond the initial circle that we have. And again, to echo what Zoel has mentioned, if anyone has ideas about research, anyone would like to reach out to us to have engagement, we welcome you all very much. Because Academy and also CSI, we are the secretariat for the roadmap, so we are overseeing the delivery of the goals and targets, and many of this year's goals and targets, as Zoel has mentioned, are related to research and policy. So looking forward to engaging with everybody throughout the year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Khairil. And in fact, this platform is very unique, Dr. Khairil and friends here. You know what? Sometimes you see the WhatsApp group is very quiet. Sometimes you see the Zoom room is very quiet. But we have a lot of good people are observing what is happening. And most often they will text me, PM me and say, hey, Zoel, actually we can come in and contribute in this way. And just a few minutes ago, I received a WhatsApp, a very encouraging WhatsApp from Disa. I have to acknowledge Disa because she is really, really encouraging. Disa from SPF is actually saying, Zoel, SPF can help with research and policy. So, and more resource person are actually from different area observing how to be a part of it. And thank you very much for spending time together. So in a few minutes, in the next two minutes, I will invite Mary and the team to share about their case study. But at the same time, I would like to invite everyone to prepare yourself to on the Zoom and we take a group photos. All right, before we introduce our speaker today. So prepare yourself if you need to comb your hair for a bit, if you want to touch up, make up a little bit, okay? And please feel free, and then I would like to invite you to on your camera for a group photo. Yes, thank you so much. Good to see you. Hi, Lisa. You have a good smile. And we have Asad, ESG. You on your camera, then we know you are in which area. And also Dustin, good to see you. Thank you very much. Maria, hi. And April for Philippines. Hi. Okay, I try to recognize our colleague here while giving some times for our friends to on the camera. Hello, Lourdes. Nice to meet you. Great. Wow, Victor. Yeah, in the right timing. Thank you. All right. So ready? Get set? Sapra, you can help us on this, the group photo together?
Of course.
All right.
So
and
smile,
April and a
everyone.
few clicks. Okay.
Yep, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, done. Thank you. And I'm just thinking with the AI technology now, I will going to convert all our webinar in article. Then your photos will be up there. Okay, so without further ado, thank you. I think everyone time is precious. It's a working day, and you actually invested your time together and to explore what we can do in the SSE. From the bottom of my heart, I really thank you. But I believe that what you invested today will be worthwhile, because what we are going to listen is not just a concept, not an idea, ideology, but it's something that has happened for 1 to 2 years. Right, together. Actually, Dr. Ben is one of the key persons that make things happen. So without further ado, let me hand over the floor to Mary from the Quezon City Public Employment Service Office to share with us what they have done and how they actually leverage on the effective partnership to brings SSE alive. But I'll say that besides the content, the team is really wonderful. They also invested a lot of time coming over to Malaysia to do the explorations, join the ASEAN SDG-SSE Forum last year in Malaysia. Thank you very much. So without further ado, I would like to hand over to Mary for your sharing session. Okay.
Hi.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So we prepared a presentation.
Hello, everyone. On behalf of the local government of Quezon City in the Philippines and the Quezon City Public Employment Service Office, we thank you for the opportunity to share our initiatives in advancing the social solidarity economy in our city. In the National Capital Region of the Philippines lies our city, Quezon City. It is one of the largest local government units in the Philippines, ranking first among 33 highly urbanized cities with the largest population of 2.96 million citizens in the country.
This is Quezon City, one of the largest inspired by homegrown and global cuisine, the most prestigious universities, This is Quezon City.
At the heart of employment and livelihood programs is the Quezon City Public Employment Service Office, or QC PESO. Aside from our office's mission to lifelong learning, full employment cycle, and ensuring social protection and decent work opportunities for Q citizens, we have adopted the hand-holding framework, where we walk with our beneficiaries from orientation to organization, from capacity building to enterprise strengthening. It is within this framework that SSE found fertile ground.
Our world is facing unprecedented social, economic, and environmental challenges. Our time for making meaningful changes is now. With only 5 years remaining, nearly 200 countries are striving to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals aimed at ending poverty, protecting our planet, and ensuring peace and prosperity by 2030. The United Nations and the International Labour Organization have called on countries to adopt social solidarity economy and help build economies that serve people and the planet. But SSE is more than an economic framework. It's a blueprint for building a supportive ecosystem where no one is left behind. Leading the way in championing SSE in Asia is the Asian Solidarity Economy Council. In the Philippines, advocates like HomeNet Philippines, a broad coalition of organizations representing home-based and informal economy workers, and leaders like Quezon City's Mayor Joy Belmonte are at the forefront of this movement. Adhering to SSE values and principles, the Quezon City's Public Employment Service Office tackled the COVID-19 pandemic by promoting food security at the grassroots level. Soon after the UN General Assembly adopted the resolution promoting SSE for sustainable development, PESO launched the first SSE forum to connect with stakeholders. Aligned with the global principles provided by the ILO and with the guidance of ASEC, PESO not only advances social protection and just transition, but also advocates for the implementation of SSE in Quezon City. In the midst of a poly-crisis, embracing social solidarity economy becomes an urgent task. When communities, governments, and businesses that embody true social entrepreneurship work together, transformative change happens.
Our journey with social solidarity economy formally began through a series of meetings with Agile and ASEC. These conversations introduced us to the global language of SSE. What started as exploratory meetings eventually became deeper reflections on how this framework could apply to our local context. As we studied SSE principles, we had a realization. The values behind SSE were not new to us. They are already rooted in Filipino ideals, such as tangkilikan, which means supporting each other or supporting local, bayanihan, which means collective action, and malasakit, which means genuine care for others. What SSE gave us was not a new identity, but a framework, a blueprint, a structured way of articulating what we have long practiced, now aligned with sustainable development goals and collective progress. This realization led to action. And so we began facilitating capacity development trainings and awareness efforts to introduce SSE concepts to our stakeholders, workers' associations, savings groups, community leaders, and partner agencies. We have localized the term SSE into an easily recognizable term, sama-sama economy, with sama-sama meaning together or as one. In 2023, we conducted our first SSE forum, and it became a space for dialogue to surface shared understanding, clarify misconceptions, and plant the seeds of solidarity-based enterprise development. We then launched the first batch of SSE 101 training that comprised of parents of children with disabilities at House Social Enterprise. The sessions covered foundations of SSE, gender, labor, and the care economy, financial literacy, and leadership in the context of SSE. Participants began seeing their organizations not just as livelihood groups, but as actors in sustainable development. From this first batch emerged committed advocates. We conducted a training of trainers for graduates who demonstrated dedication to advancing SSE. They were trained on training design formulation, facilitation techniques, improving presentation and communication skills. So the goal was simple, to multiply advocates. We then followed this with a case study training with the guidance of Asian Solidarity Economic Council and HomeNet Philippines. The purpose-driven business model and the ILO questionnaire were introduced for profiling associations. Participants learned how to analyze their organizations within the SSE framework, and this training produced case studies which were later presented during the second SSE forum. We then conducted the SSE 101 Batch 2 training composed of officers and leaders from various workers' associations. This deepened ownership. SSE was no longer just a concept, it was becoming embedded within leadership structures. Our second SSE forum became a celebration of stories. Organizations shared their journeys, challenges, and breakthroughs. It was no longer theoretical, it was a lived experience. We then expanded further through an SSE Consultative and Alignment Summit. We invited government agencies, civil society organizations, and members of the academy to align directions, expanding the network of SSE advocates and partners in the city. One key output was an initial action planning framework on strengthening capacity building mechanisms, expanding stakeholder mapping, integrating SSE principles into existing livelihood and employment programs, and developing documentation and policy support pathways. So this marked the beginning of institutional alignment. To support the advocacy, we developed informational and educational materials such as a brochure, a training module, and banners to make SSE concepts more accessible and easier to communicate across communities. During our second SSE forum, the organizations who presented their case stories were also given banners as a token of recognition. These banners were not just symbolic, they contained the specific sustainable development goals that their organizations contribute to. By explicitly identifying their SDG alignment, we help solidify two things. First, their acknowledgement as active contributors to sustainable development, and second, their commitment to continue advancing those goals through their work. It transformed recognition into responsibility and responsibility into renewed purpose. We also produced online content features to reach wider audiences. Through digital storytelling, we highlighted grassroots stories and advocate features, reinforcing that SSE is not abstract, it is happening in communities. We also had the opportunity to participate in the ASEAN SDG-SSE Roadmap event in Malaysia. There, we shared our story of advancing waste workers toward a purpose-driven business model, demonstrating how local government initiatives can localize global frameworks. But beyond the number of trainings and events, of materials produced and numbers of participants, the bigger questions we ask ourselves are, have we sparked interest? Have we shifted perspectives? Have we touched hearts? And have we ignited a sense of purpose? Because the true measure of advocacy is transformation. And we see the impact in the renewed sense of pride among our partners, that pride in being contributors to sustainable development. One example is Jocelyn Paguntalan of Warrior Soap, a mother of a child with disability. During the training, she admitted she was shy to speak in front of a crowd, but she presented before UN Women, carrying with her the confidence gained from SSE training and storytelling sessions. Her voice became stronger and her story traveled farther. We helped assist for the Kabahagi parent advocate organization's Warrior Soap. They're a social enterprise that converts used oil into soap to be featured on a television and radio show. From local training rooms to wider media platforms, we always try to be in the room, bringing our stories of SSE. Graduates of SSE Training of Trainers held their own learning session to share SSE principles with other members of their organization. The SSE Forum served as a safe and inclusive platform for organizations to highlight their social missions, demonstrating that collective action can indeed lead to collective progress. We see the impact in activities where the principles of SSE are embraced with fire and enthusiasm. Communities rediscover that progress is possible for all. Let me share some photos from our training sessions. The culminating activity for our SSE training is a pledge of commitment. Here, our participants get really emotional as the sense of solidarity is renewed, feeling hopeful that progress for all is possible. And to be seen and heard and to feel valued as contributors to sustainable development. That solidarity is strength and that no one should be left behind. We express our gratitude to the different organizations for their warm embrace of SSE, and we feel privileged to receive guidance from the Asian Solidarity Economic Council, HomeNet Philippines, and advocates for green industries and living ecosystems. A special thank you goes to Dr. Ben Quinones, Dean Rosalinda Freneo, Serena Freneo, Tish De Vera, and Sir Paul Casuga. We take pride in collaborating with these key citizens as champions of SSE in the Philippines. SSE brings our city mayor's 14-point agenda to life. It transforms inclusive growth into community enterprises. It turns empowerment into decent jobs and translates sustainability into green livelihoods and makes governance participatory. For 2026, our direction is clear: to document and produce more stories, to ignite the spark at the community level, to expand across other offices within the local government, and to gain traction toward institutionalization. We aim to move forward from from awareness to integration. We recognize that we have only just begun. And as government, our role is to create an enabling environment where SSE can thrive, an ecosystem that is alive, and where partnerships grow, where collaborations deepen, and where solidarity becomes not just an advocacy, but a way of life. Once again, thank you very much for the opportunity to share the initiatives of the Quezon City government towards social solidarity economy.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you very much for sharing it. Let's give a virtual hands clap love to our team here who's showing us a lot of real case study how the government can work together, or how if one day SSE is no longer just a concept, an ideology, but it works in your country. There are a lot of things that we can do. Let's give a hand claps to Mary and the team, and Beso, and also Dr. Ben, and also Miss Joy. I really love her. I really love her. Very, very humble and charismatic leaders. So now we have sometimes, and if you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself, introduce yourself, and ask the questions. I think this is where we can do a two-way communication. But bear in mind, we have a limited time, and also we don't want to bore other people. So keep your story short. All right. If you have any questions, you can introduce yourself, unmute yourself, and also straight away to your questions. Dr. Ari, okay. And you may also, like Dr. Ari, raise your hand and then I will call your name. Okay, Dr. Ari, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much for the presentations. It's very lively, accompanied with the pictures. I can see this is, as you said, that SSE, as well said, in the Philippines, particularly in the Quezon City, SSE is not just an ideology, but it has been practices in the multi-stakeholders approach, government and civil society. My question is, I know a lot of the beautiful leaderships of the Quezon City Mayor to bring the SSE into the life in the economy. But I would like to ask you, how is in the national perspective? Is there any municipal city as well or regency who supported as well such kind of approach, try to merging the SSE into the local economy? Thank you.
Hi, Doc Eri. Thank you for the question. Upon conversation with ASEC, I think we heard story, from there's activity in Odyongan, in Roblon. So they also have SSE initiatives there. And I think upon research and we heard, we're also on board different councils in the city. And we always try to spread the news about SSE. And during the SE Council meeting, I shared about SSE, and I think it was mentioned that there are ongoing 2 acts in the Senate, if I'm not mistaken, on SSE. So we hope to get in touch with more local governments and hopefully influence that more cities, more municipalities get on board the advocacy of SSE.
May I have another questions more, Zoel?
Yes, sure. And if anyone in the room, you have any questions, you can either put in the chat box or either raise your hand and I will call your name. But Dr. Ari, please carry on.
Once more. I am so interested to learn about from the Philippines. What is the policy that support in the national level and in the municipal level for promoting the SSE? Is there any concrete policy that supported the SSE practices, or is there any challenges as well that you want to pursue with the policy development to bring SSE more implemented in the national and city level? Thank you.
At the city level, Ma'am Eri, we're gaining traction from the ground so that we get to have more voices on board in the different councils where we are. So in terms of policy, it is it is in the horizon and we're working towards it, that we get institutionalized so we get more support from government. And I speak that I am from government. So we hope that, especially in the city, we get to lobby on ordinance so we get more support for SSE, not just in terms of awareness, not just in terms of capacity building, but so that it gets more recognized, gaining traction so that we get national, you know, so that national can hear us, that it is happening and it is possible for collective progress and collective development to happen. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Arif, and thank you, Mary. And it's a good opportunity that the Indonesia is learning from the Philippines, and the Malaysia also want to learn. Okay, Victor, I saw you're on the camera. Welcome and glad to see you. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask as well. So Mary, I would like to ask, if let's say we want to lobby with our government, our local authority, what is the suggestions you have to us to get their buy-in? Thinking. Okay, Mary will be back. He's going to figure out. All right. And I think that today the Philippines have some connection problem, but okay, Maria, would like to step in and help. Maria is also from the PESO office.
Hello,
Hi.
Zoel and the rest of the team. Thank you so much for the opportunity of letting us share our SSC initiatives. But for the meantime, actually, we have here our um, representative from the Labor Relations Standards Division. I think he can share more on the ordinances and other related mandates that we can propose, and some of them are being lobbied already in the city council. Sir Mike Talana, please.
Welcome.
Hello, Sir Mike.
Hi.
He's joining. Yes, thank you.
Yes, Michael, we can hear you.
Hi. Hello. Good afternoon. Actually, we do have an ordinance in relation to the Informal Economy Development Council. It's particularly for the informal workers in Quezon City. So basically, what we do is that we profile them and then we provide services and programs for the informal workers. So one of the programs I think would relate to the SSE initiative of the Quezon City. Basically, we are capacitating these informal workers that we profiled and then providing other services. In the long run, we are also aiming that these informal workers that we profiled can sustain their own livelihood. And I think that's one of the ordinance that we can say more related to the SSE. And for the national level, I don't know if there is already an ordinance or a national legislation pertaining to this one. But I think there is a movement to pass or to have this Magna Carta for the informal workers. I just don't know the status of this legislative agenda for that one. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you very much. Thank you. It's always good that we have a team together and supporting one another. And today is really thankful to PESO that brings the concept alive. I'm not so sure whether you heard about the Helix model, and we are always advocating for the Helix model, which is the partnership together with the government. The government has the strength to actually direct the country, the development, the direction of the development, right? And then through the policy, through the resources that they have, while the community, hey, Mary is back with another account for trying back. All right. And while the CSO like ourselves, we have the social asset, and also we are connected to the grassroots. And slowly we would like to also bring in the researcher who can actually help us to identify and also to research for knowledge and the impact, then to bring in the private sectors. So I would say that the Helix model, the partnership, multi-stakeholders partnership is truly, truly important. And this is also the directions that we want to move forward. All right. So thank you very much once again to the PESO team, Mary and the team. Thank you very much. And today we can see through the pictures, where through the sharing, the case study sharing, we see that when the government coming together, when the SSE is alive beyond the concept, there's so much things we can do. We can organize training, we can organize conference, we can do stakeholder summit, we can produce education material, information material to help people to understand what is this about, and use media to do advocacy, and also collect more stories to make people inspired by the real case study. There are a lot to do, but anyhow, by doing all this, the first thing is we need a group of people. We need the community. We need to form our community. So for the next sessions, I would like to really encourage you to be an active member in this community, starting with us. All right. So in the next few minutes, of course, if you have any questions with PESO, they have a social media account. Mary is here, the team is here. You can see that they are very, very friendly, and you can actually approach them. All right. But and the next is, oh, okay, April, hi. I see you. Okay. So the next is, I will take a few minutes to provide some updates, and also to strongly encourage you to leverage on the digital platform that we have to make this community stronger. We are in our infant stage, our baby stage, but I will say that let's hold hand together. This platform have a huge, huge potential. I've been speaking with a few donor funder from South Korea, from Philippines, and from Indonesia. They're actually observing what we're doing. And the things is we have to show them that we are serious on it and we are together. We are not only represented by one or two people, but we are a group of community. We have to bring in the spirit of social solidarity economy. All right, so once again, I would like to introduce this platform. Maybe Sapar can share in the chat box about the platform that we are having. So we actually developed a digital platform to facilitate the whole process and also engaging people. For me, like having a roadmap is like we are leading a group of community from the 11 ASEAN country from one point to another point. So we are like going to a vehicle. It's a plane that leads us from one point to another point. And this platform is important because it helps us to identify who are our partners, who are working together, what are the strengths systematically. I myself and also the team can't keep everything in our WhatsApp. When it grow big, we will have problem of managing it, and therefore this website is very important. If you haven't seen this website, I strongly encourage you to spend some time to glance through this website, so you will get to see the full document about the ASEAN SDG-SSE Roadmap. You can download it. You can see how what is the foundation of we are leveraging on, and also the targets by the year 2026, what we want to achieve. As I have mentioned previously, that we want to have we are focusing on the policy and also the research. While this webinar, the monthly webinar is actually fulfilling our targets 1.1, is to continue the conversations, and we should actually work on the policy framing. And therefore, every month we are having different webinar for the capacity building, for the awareness, and also I strongly encourage you to have some thought of the policy side, so we can work together and see how to advocate our targets. And also we have the roadmap by teams, and we have this knowledge hub. All the videos, all the resource person, all the sharing we will document here. And for those who cannot join us on live, you can actually view it after that. And for those who can join us online, you can ask questions, you can introduce yourself. This is a good opportunity for people to know you. And for our friends who have the passion to actually be more active, I strongly encourage you to be a country lead. Just come here, introduce yourself, we can explore together. Many people ask me, what is this country lead? What is the what is the role of the country lead? What is the criteria to be the country lead? Maybe Dr. Ari, Dr. Victor, if you have any point you want to add in, feel free to chip in. But I would say that the first criteria to be a country lead is willingness. You are willing to invest time. You see the potentials of this platform. You're willing to learn. If you are willing to learn, we are most welcome you to be on part in this platform, and we learn together, we grow together. I always remind myself is no one born and know how to walk, but now every one of us walk quite smoothly because we learned. It's okay, we fall down, then we climb up and we learn again. So to become a country lead is really the first thing to do is willingness, and you have the interest to learn about what is this social solidarity economy about, and also willing to invest time together, people to brainstorm together. So put in your information, some of your background things, and then you submit the applications. And in the back end, we will see, and we will discuss with the team. And also, I strongly encourage you to sign up as a partners. We see the user is coming in, but many of the people you sign up as a user, but you not really sign up for your organizations. So I just want to highlight a little bit. If you come in, you fill in this information, you are just signing up as a user, right? But I strongly encourage you to register your organizations, because once you register your organization, you will showcase in our platform and people can know you better. Say, for example, Inspirasi.com Sendirian Berhad is a platform have been registered in our platform, so that slowly when we have any programs, any funder looking for partners, we can actually easily introduce them. Likewise, for the youth hub, it's a youth related. So if any partners, funders are looking for organizations that working in STEM, working in youth related, then we can introduce. So it's really, really, really important. Please spend some time to fill up your organization, register your organizations, so that we can build this platform. Just imagine if we invest the time together to build up this platform, and we have hundreds and thousands of organizations here, and the funder will come. I would say that it will become a platform that people will come and look for partners. So let's work it out together. And also, I strongly encourage you, if you have any programs that you would like to introduce to the partners, you can utilize these projects and also events. If you have a project, you would like to look for partners in the ASEAN country, you can come here and fill up your project's information. Admin will look into it and contact you perhaps to understand more before we features to the public. The other one is event. So what is the difference of projects and events? If a project, it may be more than 1 day, more than 2 hours. All right. Like if an event is a simple webinar like this, you can promote through our platform as well. We have this digital platform. We also have WhatsApp groups that we are building on. Last but not least is really to become a country lead. So you can see that Malaysia is got someone signing up as a country lead, and we are looking more country leads candidates. All right. So for the first year, we are more into like, okay, by willingness, we start to develop, we learn how to become a country lead. We see what we can do for the country, and we have a lot of resource person we can learn together. And for the second years and third years, perhaps we will go to an election system. So for the first year, let's activate it together and show your willingness, encourage you to show your willingness, and we explore how to do it. We have not like a fixed system, ISO or what yet. It's really a blank canvas. We can actually mold this platform together. All right, so before we end these sessions today, any questions from the ground. If you have any feedback, any questions, feel free to unmute, introduce yourself, and raise your questions. Is there any? Our Dr. Ari, Dr. Khairil, Dr. Rita, or anyone from our community team you would like to chip in, also most welcome. All right. Good. Good. All right. So thank you very much for being here to catch up. I would say that this is a platform to catch up, to show that we are serious, we are continue building it up, and to be together is a spirit of social solidarity. It's a spirit of solidarity. I remember what Dr. Ari told me when I in Philippines. He said, Zoel, what makes us different with a consultations? And she told me, Zoel, with a consultant, you have a contract. You need to fulfill the contract because there is a promise. But in solidarity, it's solely that being together. Right? Is it what you told me at that time, Dr. Ari? Is that the spirit of solidarity?
Yes, yes.
Being together and support and the belief in what we are pursuing is worth doing it. So thank you very much for all the friends who are spending time together. This is not just another webinar, but I will say that this is a time to show togetherness. All right. Thank you very much, Mary.
Thank you. Please fill the platform, guys, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much,
Thank
everyone.
you,
Thanks,
Zoel.
everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Yourself, and then say
Thank
bye
you.
in your own language. See you next
Bye.
month.
Terima kasih.
Terima
Sampai
kasih.
jumpa.
See you.
Jumpa lagi.
Sampai jumpa
Well, everyone is
lagi.
on the road, and thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. God bless. Bye bye. 谢谢。Thank you, Sapar.